Hello, you mob. Just a garden update further to the garden blogs are up. It's all gone a bit sideways despite investment in some tomato plants. Our attention to our loved one Ali has seen a little bit of inattention to the garden. A little amazed it's still producing greens like it is, and some other plants I'll point out in a minute, but here is what you guys call cilantro. Not doing so hot. Onion chives, not doing so hot. Thyme is rather hardy and flowering and actually kind of pretty. One tall tomato yellowing and not producing, and the one flower we saw on it died. Other tall tomato is basically a mirror image, so with stereo dying tomatoes. But these little cherry tomato jobs are producing. We just got to watch the water's kept up, because they also started to yellow. And I'm not talking about the colour of the tomatoes, the actual leaves are yellowed off. I'm not sure if that's perceived in this footage here, but yeah, everything out here needs a bit of love. Everything out here needs a bit of love. Down the big garden, cabbages have been harvested a few times, so consequently post harvest of a main head you cop these little spirally weird things, just as edible, just as tender, as long as you beat the white grubs to them, the cabbage moths or whatever those guys are. Broccolis, both the broccolis have basically gone to flower. Kale, still kicking along, as is the one back there. They're getting long though, you see how tall they are, they're getting a bit long in the tooth. Something interesting here, the Brussels sprouts. All for the length of the stalk there, they're quite tender, quite peppery. We just haven't harvested the lot because not time. The initial run of potatoes here, they're going in a family way, as in the top is carking and we'll have to dig up whatever's underneath, but they've not really bounced back at any point. They've yellowed and kept yellowing. Please excuse CP Rail. CP Rail, strongly featured on my channel and now yelling in the background. Chards and beet tops, strangely hardy in this whole matter. The salad greens, berserk and flowering, except that red cabbage, radioka or radish or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's in a poor way. Matter of a lack of water. I time these bips from CP Rail sound like I'm censoring some swearing, but my timing's not so hot. Zucchini, in flower. Turned out it was pretty hardy in our ignorance here. Lack of water, but flowers, and zucchini. Over this side, should be some cucumbers coming up. Some gorgeous little yellow flowers going on, and tendrils reaching out to grab everything in sight. No cucumbers to be spoken of at this time. Now these big jobs. Corns. They're up and dancing. Purple in the bottom, green in the top. And this is the second run of potatoes. Still green. Someone's been at their leaves, but we're not so worried about that. It's only the underground we're really interested in. Leaves aren't supposed to be very good for us. There's another salad green, romaine, late planted romaine, but again already harvested, and see how tall it is on the stalk. Might be getting long in the tooth. But surprise, surprise, surprise! Carrots. And the simple plant, dill. I'm making fun. Dill's actually lovely. It's nice to see the dill up. We had grave worries for it, but it's actually getting up there. But the peas have been peed on. No. Equal parts neglect, as we think maybe planting in the wrong area. A lot is yellowed off. Production is largely gone. I think we got one off it yesterday, and I've got one pea pod that was actually changing colour in a way that you probably wouldn't eat it today. Where yesterday's was probably the last edible one. It might well all be over for the peas. All they're managing to do now is probably occlude the 3 corn plants that are way down inside them here. If you can see that guy, that's one of the 3 corn plants. One of the 3 corn plants currently being stifled. So the old grey garden, she ain't what she used to be, but elements are still producing. You've got to be happy with that. Especially given the amount of neglect that we can still get food from an item we've now neglected. But that's the update on the garden to date. Maybe there'll be something nicer to produce later. Sorry about the inattention from recent garden footages, but there's been very good reasons, with our darling Ali a little unwell and needing focused attention. So we're on that at our time, which should be why we're featuring dog videos more than garden at this balance. Thank you for your attention. Like, write, subscribe, comment, join the journey. Go vegan.